Hello everybody, welcome to the Planet FPL Gameweek 21 Deadline stream, and it's live. My name's James and I'm in a bad mood. I basically don't have a mouse at the moment, so I'm really going to struggle to work through the questions, but I'm going to try and find a way, hence my reason for being late. You know I'm fashionably late anyway, but yeah, that's the reason why. Actually, I've been ready to go for ages, but I don't have much of a mouse at the moment. It's acting in whatever behaviour that it wants. Anyway, you don't care about that. What you care about is the Gameweek 21 deadline, which is circa now 51 minutes away. I will try and get through as many of your FPL dilemmas as possible between now and that deadline. I hope that the graphics are spinning okay, because if they're not, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do anything about it. But I think it's okay. You probably see the blue balls not here. I'm in front of the curtains in the living room. Harry, can you say hello? Yeah, it's a bit quiet. But yeah, I'm dad sitting at the same time here. So, I've made 2 free transfers this week. I've only done that literally about 15 minutes ago, to be honest. Palmer and Foden in for Salah and Son. I am not shithousering in... Oh, look, see, this is... We're going to have some fun here, aren't we? I'm not trying to shithouse anybody by leaving Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jared Bowen in my starting lineup. It's the game's a week away. What if they make a miraculous recovery? So I'm going to start them. It's as simple as that. And I've got cover in Bailey, Pedro Porro and Pau Torres. I should be fine. So the 2 free transfers made for me. I line up this week. Areola, Gusto, Trent, which is probably Porro, Gabriel, Captain Saka, Palmer, Bowen, which is probably Bailey, Foden, Solanke, Alvarez, Watkins, Vice, as I've been saying most of the week. I think it's a pretty sensible way to go as a vice captaincy pick this week. Captaincy, Saka, Tony, Palmer, Rashford, Alvarez, my top 5. Foden, João Pedro, perfectly reasonable as well. You'll see bottom right hand corner of the screen predicted lineups for all 20 teams this week. Below me, you'll see the benching dilemmas, which I think should be rotating. You also see my correct score predictions for all 10 games with the captaincy rotating as well. I've wasted enough of your time. I'm going to attempt, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to attempt to do some questions. It's probably not going to work. JP says, hi mate, Porro or Romero on Sky, looking to have Vicario in goalkeeper though. Is the double up worth it? I've generally not really even had a chance to properly think about Sky today. I looked at it for about 10 minutes this morning. My instinct is to put Romero in. I think he'll play, but it's risk, mate. I don't know if he's going to start or not. So if you want to bottle it, go Porro. If you want to be brave, go Romero. If you're not sure, don't go for either. Vivek Gore says, hi James, do Son to Saka, Odegaard or Gross? Have Foden and Richarlison already? Cheers. I mean, Saka's the best captaincy for me this week, so that would be the one. Why have you been voting for so long would be the question. Why do you suddenly want to sort it out now? I'm not inspired by the Odegaard or Gross picks personally, so yeah, I would just still go Saka. And they're both reasonable, by the way. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just not inspired by them. JP says, Van Heck is Stupinan, João Pedro, good start with on Sky. Yeah, sure, but I'd prefer Dunk to a Stupinan unless your money's very tight. Matt Derbyshire says, the deadline stream, and it's live. Yeah, just about, mate. Smash a like while you're here, kids. I can't see my fixture planner. I can't see anything. Billy Taylor says, hey, Jimbo, I'm planning to bring in Wilson Odobert and maybe captain him. It was a good week to go rogue. Can you please hammer home why Odobert is the best captaincy choice? No negativity, please. Tricky player can cover obviously on the left-hand side, right-hand side. The fact that Noel Foster's a doubt might mean that he gets into more central areas this evening. I think, yeah, that's the obvious captaincy choice this week. JP says, thoughts on Connor Bradley on Sky as a fun pick on the second team. In my honest opinion, he looks like a great player. Yeah, JP, listen to me, mate. I know you've always got under questions and I love you, mate. But stuff like this for Sky is just never an option, mate. Trent might be back in the next game. What are you going to do? Stop. It's overthinking, mate. Vivek Gore says, currently have 10 players and would need a hit. Who would you get in for Lascelles? Out of Estupinan and Porro, have Walker, Saliba, Gusto, Taylor. At this moment in time, if making the transfer right now, I would go for Estupinan because of Brighton's fixtures, the probability of Tottenham blanking in 26. Thomas Powell says, hey James, hope you well. Don't we love Friday deadlines? There's only one thing I dislike more than Friday deadlines. I already told the patrons earlier this afternoon, and that's a Friday deadline and me having to look after my son at the same time. Would you do Bowen and Taylor? 2 Foden and Estupiñán, leaving Salah and Trent benched. Thanks and good luck. If that's your play, Thomas, the thing is, these questions are always so difficult to answer, right? So I've looked at keeping Salah this week. It just would make my Haaland life so difficult. Maybe it doesn't for you. Maybe you've still got Haaland, right? Who, if you missed the news, by the way, is out. And Man City versus Brentford is confirmed for double game at 25. So it depends on your plan, right? It's honestly really difficult to answer. Just say, oh, keep Salah or keep Bowen. My take as a summary for most people would be, just looking on the face of it, is Salah's going to be unavailable for 3 to 4 weeks. Jared Bowen's probably going to be back in 1 week. That's the reality. Dion Chung says, hi James, and similar for Trent. Dion Chung says, hi James, do you see Van Heck dropped with Duncan Webster back? No, it's more likely to be Webster drop, mate. Super Sam Plays says, Buonanotte, thoughts? Not inspired. He'll get a little run of games for 2 or 3 till players are back fit. It's a problem waiting to happen. Not only will obviously Mitoma and Adingra be back from international duty at some point next month, Enciso and Ansu Fati are expected back from injury next month as well. So, he's a player that we've tracked and had our eye on. I'd note what as from Blackbuck's obviously a Brighton fan. He's all right, but you don't actually think he's going to get you anything. So, yeah, not keen, mate. Kartik Rouse says 2 free transfers: Son, Salah, Maguire, Trent, Taylor. Who would you transfer out now? What, mate? These are your problems. Well, Maguire might play this weekend. Where are you going to go, right? I mean, I'll sell Son, Salah. That's the longest term problems right now. Hello, mate. You going to come and say hello? You want to do the questions with Daddy? Right, yes, Daddy. Rishi Patel says, start Dubravka or Turner, bench 1, Walker or Gordon. Harry, can you say Dubravka or Turner?
It
doesn't make sense, mate. Yes, it's Daddy's stream. Start Dubravka or Turner. Oh, Forest got Brentford away. I'd probably go Turner, to be honest. Bench 1, Walker or Gordon or Porro. I'd bench Porro probably. Actually, no, I'd play Porro over Walker, I think. I'd bench Walker probably. I don't know how my Sky team's sitting, JP. I talked about it a bit on my exchange stream this morning. I haven't thought about it for a minute since then because, as you can see, I'm quite busy. Chim says, thoughts on bringing in... Do you want some Pombears? Pombears. Right. Come here. Daddy give them to you. Let's see, Chris. Chim says, thoughts on bringing in Rashford and captain. Really think he'll do well against Spurs. High line. Yeah, I don't hate it. Harry, here. Come here. Come here. What do you say?
Thank you.
Good boy. Have a little seat, mate. Love you lot. We love you. Everybody loves you, mate. About 12 more years you can do this with me. Yeah, fine, Chim. Yeah, I don't mind. I spoke about it a lot yesterday. To be honest, if you're really thinking about it, I highly recommend you shut down this stream and listen to yesterday's podcast on Gameweek21 captaincy. I'll speak about him as a good option. He's 4th on my list. Daniel Thomas says, evening, James. João Pedro or Solanke for Sky. Already have Aviola for captaincy February the 1st. Have a good weekend, mate. Slight little preference for João Pedro purely because you can move that on to a different player after Brighton play next Tuesday, which for the benefit of Sky players, highly likely to stay on that Tuesday night now due to Liverpool being selected for TV coverage on the Sunday. Is complicated. Daniel Thomas says, evening, that's what we've done. Mustafa Gaming says, hi James, any differential picks to replace Son, Salah? Yeah, Marcus Rashford, there you go, great. I mean, to be honest with you, I personally would not buy Rashford, but what I did say was if I was on wildcard this week, I probably would have gone with him and I would have considered captaining him, is what I said yesterday. I probably still wouldn't have, in fairness, but I would maybe have punted him for a little bit. It's Tottenham on that side. He'll have chances, I'm certain of it. I obviously hope I'm wrong, but I'm certain he'll have chances on Sunday. Differential picks. Look, beyond the obvious of there's Saka, there's Palmer, there's Foden. These guys obviously aren't differential picks. These are the best picks for a reason. Differentials, you are looking into the realms of Rashford's, Fernandes, Odegaard's, Gross, Benrahma. I wouldn't go there. Richarlison's, I suppose that will be differential. I suppose Richarlison. I mean, Richie's a decent shout for a couple of weeks, but you can't guarantee it'll be a long-term choice. Project FPL says, Happy New Year, James, and thank you for the great content. Would you play Solanke against Liverpool, Gusto against Fulham? Would play Dom Solanke. They are the first two together on the bench in dilemmas, mate. Matthew Sutherland says, Evening, James. Thank you very much, you too. Sam Emerson, hello Sam, hope you're well, mate. Says, Evening, James. If you didn't own Saka, would he be a must-buy for you this week? Top captain this week, however, could Gross Eze prove better long-term holds? Eze needs his mate back, Elise. That's important. Gross is a consistent little performer. Will he tick over, get you some returns and stuff? Yep, cool, Kushti. Look, you know me, I really don't like the kind of must-buy jazz. I'm not keen on it. My wife's asking me for FPL advice. Actually, she doesn't look too bad this week. She said done. What did she do? The team doesn't look too bad, and I can tell you, for those who are interested in what my wife does, she's got the captaincy on Cole Palmer. She's about 4 million in the world, by the way. It's not a must, Sam. His returns aren't good enough to make him a must. Simple as that. Dion Chung says, would you rather risk your team with no players on the bench but get 2 free transfers handy going into 22, or use 2 transfers to have 1 bench cover and a slightly better team? I think 1 bench cover, because the game week is spread over 2 weekends, is beneficial. You can spin that either way, right? The advantage of having 2 free transfers next week is obviously great. I've spoken about this a lot. But having the 1 bench cover this week, yeah. This is a mistake I often make. I put my hands up, right? When I talk about strategy, I get too focused on one thing. And the problem I have is looking too far ahead, and sometimes just not looking at the immediate problem in front of you. And that would probably be an example. I spoke to the patrons this morning saying about, on our Patreon pod, that I might take a -4 for Garnacho. And what I was saying was, if I feel like something happens and I need to find a little bit of an extra cover, for example, that was possibly going to be my play. I don't know, say suddenly we'd heard Solanke was ruled out or something. I probably would have gone like Bowen to Garnacho for a -4 to give me a little bit of insurance. But the news for me with Pau Torres today, that he's probably going to be available. Even if he doesn't start, it's probably enough. It's enough, probably, I think. So depends on your circumstance. How confident are you with what you've got in your team? Maddie Ape Cook says, hey James, hope you're good. Haaland to Tony to captain for 1 week punt and possibly reverse. No other problems this week, thanks. Yeah, sure, good luck. Genuinely, it's perfectly reasonable. Nikolai says, hi James, if we get news that Bayer starts, do I leave the Estupinan transfer and roll my spare transfer? We'll have same problem next week with Lascelles and Bayer. So, no, I'd probably get it done. First thing to say is, you are very unlikely to get any Burnley loot and information tonight, I think. So, if there's something going round, then, patrons, slide in my Slack and let us know. But I think we're very, very unlikely to get any Burnley loot and league. I would get Estupinan done, personally. It's still Jordan Bayer, right? With respect. He's got Liverpool away and Manchester City away in 2 of the next 3. Just get rid. And then Estupinan covers your problem moving forward. You'll just feel better about the next couple of weeks. You get that done, I think. Project FPL says, Project FPL have to sell Salah to get Haaland next week. Would you just sell now or roll and wait for more info? Again, depends, right? So, what's playing instead this week? It's not black and white like to say, oh, would you just leave him on the bench? Okay, leave him on the bench, but for what? If you're selling, what you're selling to. It's not, it'll be right for some people to keep, it'll be right for a lot of people to sell, right? I need a bit more info on that to give an answer, mate. One of my patrons tagged me. I say, thank you, Jarvo. There's a message in the chat, which I see Sam O'Brien's already posted. He said, I'll get there, but I appreciate it, Jarvo. He said, rumour Charlie Taylor out for 2 months with slipped disc in his neck. Fucking hell. Thank you, Jarvo. Jesus, wow. That's rough. I've slipped a disc in my back, I think, the last couple of weeks. Slipped a disc in your neck. God. That's horrendous. I think you'd do well to come back in 2 months if that's the case. And that's obviously only just taken from what's been posted in the chat. Many of you will have seen that comment before me. I can't even really move my mouse to get there at the moment. But yeah, that's what we're hearing from the chat. I think it's Sam O'Brien's posted that. Thank you, Sam. Kenneth Vaz says, I know it's team future plan dependent, but who would you get, Jota or Foden? Already have Alvarez. I've bought Foden, mate. So, and you're right, yes, it's team dependent. Mr. Dyer, how are you, James? Who are the best replacements for Trent, Son and Salah? Thank you. Saka, Palmer, Foden for Trent at this minute in time. If I'd have sold him, I think I would have gone in Stupinan at this minute. Just timing would have been right from that perspective. Gosh, where are we in the chat? This mouse is haywire. Ian Quinn says, percentage chance of Liverpool Luton double game at 25. I don't know why I'm thinking about it long, because there's not like an exact science to this. 75 to 80%, I think. Cantonia says, hi James, thanks for the great content. Would you take a hit to get a viable first bench? Wouldn't already, but it's a long game week. I wouldn't necessarily take a hit just to get a substitute, but if you're doing something for free for cover, then yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Henriette says, good evening James, crazy idea. Archer to Tony and Captain Tony for a hit. Keep for double game week, yay or nay? I don't hate it. All I would say about Brentford is, and I updated my fixture ticker for patrons once the fixture was announced. Over the next 5 and up to 8 game weeks, even with the extra fixture, I still have Brentford bottom of my fixture ticker, even with an extra fixture over 18 other teams. So, bear that in mind. Now, Tony, could he be a consistent horse? Yeah, sure. If you're doing it for captaincy this week, cool. If you're doing it for the extra fixture, wouldn't necessarily bother. Let me sum it up like that, maybe. Adam Naim 95. Is that like Naeem from the halfway line? Who Clayton, unbelievably, told me in the office yesterday he'd never heard of Naeem. So I sung him the song. He said, hi James, have one free transfer, Trent, holding Salah. Trent to Stupinan on the table, but unsure if I should hold it for Game Week 22, more info. Need Haaland money eventually anyways. Only replacements are Taylor or Baldock. Yeah, get done, I think. But just, you don't just need to work out your Haaland plan. You need to work out a plan on potentially getting Trent back as well. That's all. That's the only thing to add to that. You can see your team, I can't. James Lovegrove says, as we all know, Tony is going to score. We don't have to worry about taking a hit for him, right? Yeah, but if you take a hit for him for Cameron Archer, and Tony scores and ends up in a 6-pointer, and Archer starts and gets 2 points, then it's irrelevant, isn't it? FPL Invincible says, hi James, is it worth it to sell Son for Gross / Richarlison for a -4 hit or play Gordon? When playing Gordon, I have no bench, thanks. Again, do you have any concerns in your teams? Quite important. But if on the face of it you don't, I'd just play Gordon. Jerry Domergue says, hi James, I've done Trent, Mo, Son to a Stupinan, Foden, Gross for a -4. With Haaland out, is Solanke to Alvarez for another -4 if I'm capping Alvarez? Or is Archer to Tony and bench Solanke good? What's wrong with playing Solanke this week? Look, you could go Solanke to Alvarez, and then in Game Week 22, you may want to go Alvarez to Haaland. Worth a hit, so for Newcastle away. Nah, not keen. No, I'd stick as you are, mate. FBL Haddery says, good day, James. With everybody taking hits, I'm not. Instead of -4 and -8, do you see the merit in using one free transfer to go Son to Foden and benching Bowen, Salah, Trent, and wait for info we will get over the next fortnight? Yeah, sure. If your team can absorb that, that's what's important, right? There'll be people who are watching who got like your Taylors and I haven't got George Baldock even in my predicted Sheffield United team. Players like that who it's going to be difficult to like absorb the problems of carrying them free with as well. If you're sitting there and, I don't know, your weakest player is someone who, let's say it's even someone like, I don't know, Leon Bailey, who I've got, who isn't a certain starter, but worst case, he probably definitely gets on the pitch and is playing this weekend. If that's like your weakest, fine. Sure, you could hit an injury next week, right? Before the games next week. Of course, that could happen, but it probably, in most cases, obviously won't. But it depends what your team looks like, right? What are you carrying with it? On the face of it, the principle of absorbing that and moving forward is absolutely fine. Eshan says, Son to Garnacho to fund Haaland next week or Salah to Foden to fund it instead. What you need to do, get yourself on FPL team, who's in partnership with us for this live stream. It is your best planning tool for future game weeks. I spend a lot of my FPL thinking time on the app. You can look forward at future game weeks. Work out, if you sell Salah, work out how are you getting him back. You will find your answer from there. As a caveat as well, it's more likely Salah will be back before Son, if that helps. Justin Dyer says, much love to all the Planet FPL. Smash the like and follow. And turn the bell on, chat. All the content is free. I mean, not all of it. The stuff on Patreon isn't. But this is free. And it's the stuff like this that supports Patreon, right? So if you want to support the show, www.patreon.com/planetfpl. Smash a like, please, people. Darren Peterson says, hi, James, play casual. Gusto, mate. Gavin Richardson. My mouse seems to be working. Hi, James. Sorry to hear about your back, James. Was the picking up Harry's toys anecdote a cover story? It wasn't a toy, it was a shoe. We were just about to leave the house and I picked up a shoe, literally basically right where I am now. I picked up the shoe to go and take it to him. Bang. I knew it straight away. That wasn't like my back hurts. Zero sympathy from my wife as per usual. James Brennan says, hi James, bench 2 of Walker, Porro, Estupinan and Garnacho. Wouldn't bench Estupinan this week. Garnacho. If I had Garnacho, I'd play him, Yeah. I think Porro, Walker. John Cale says, evening James, mate. Would you start Gusto or Gusto? It's Gusto, I doubt it was a question. Jammer says, hi James, good luck with the game week. Who would you bench out of Porro, Trippier, Garnacho? Trips, I think. Just about. Adam says, did you finalise the Sky team, mate? Fill us in. No. Look, when the deadline's gone for this, I will start thinking about it. I'm happy to have more of a conversation about it when it gets to 6:15. I'm not bullshitting anybody. I'm happy to tweet my team tonight if people want to see it once I've decided. I don't know. I'm not bullshitting. I haven't had time to look at it. Ali Bismo says, hi James, hope you're well. Any alternatives for Shimikas's replacement other than Gusto, as he might blank in 26, looking for 4.5 or below price? Yeah, but think about it this way. What if Chelsea lose to Middlesbrough? What if, and I said it's very, very unlikely, what if Chelsea-Tottenham got brought forward to 25? Very unlikely. But what if? And that was part of my thinking with Cole Palmer. Because I kept thinking that. This is what I mean about I get stuck with things. I kept thinking, I'm not sure I want to buy Palmer because he blanks at 26. So I've re-networked a plan to sell Cole Palmer in Gameweek 25. That's part of the strategy. He's in for me for 4 weeks and that's the end of it. Well done. Good eating, mate. Would Harry like a treat? Treat? Would you like a Kit Kat? Where's the Kit Kat? If you can find the Kit Kat, you can have the Kit Kat. Let's find the Kit Kat. So no, I'd go Gusto, mate. Van Heck would probably be the other one because it's so boring, man. Meninda says, hello, as a route back to Salah when he's back, what do you think of Solanke to Mabama and Saka to Salah going back to 3-5-2? Yeah, get it, but do you need Mabama to play for you? Not this week necessarily, and I think he starts. He's in my predicted team. But you're going to need that. If you dead end that to a shit player, is that giving you an extra headache for 26? That's all you need to consider. Otherwise, don't mind it. What I'd say though is at the moment, I think 3 up front feels better. Gavin Richardson says, I'm thinking KDB coming back will push Foden wide and affect Alvarez minutes most if Haaland is fit. Thoughts? I think it'll be rotated. Is that with City, it's like everything's got to be completely defining. I think, yeah, sure, Foden probably does go wider. Yep, sure, narrative-wise, probably does affect Alvarez, but who knows? Maybe he just saves De Bruyne for bigger games. Is that a possibility? Is it? I don't know. KDB's not played for 4 or 5 months. Right? Game week 1. Maybe he's not going to be rushed at all. So, look, I'm an Alvarez owner. My intention is to sell Alvarez for Haaland if Haaland's back for 22, right? Am I aware that the two of them could become a problem? Sure. Am I also aware that the two of them could be great moving forward? Yeah, sure. So, I think, yeah, it's probably Alvarez will get hit the most. I think Foden's form's too good at the moment to completely come out of the team. I think with Alvarez, yeah, that's the one that's likely to impact worst. because essentially Foden's now playing at this moment where Alvarez was, right? Which your point in terms of the moving of the players is completely right. I get it. Alvarez, I'm thinking, you think, well, you could hold Alvarez instead of Solanke, and then you've got Alvarez for 25. I get that. But I just think if something happened to Haaland, I'd be going straight back to Alvarez anyway. So, yeah, we need an awareness. It's certainly not a panic this week. Haaland won't play tomorrow. Kevin De Bruyne is very unlikely to start. Ronald Wasley says, Captain Palmer, Alvarez or Watkins, Trent and Salah bench, holding one transfer. Great work, James. On the screen, mate, preference from your picks there would be Cole Palmer, mate. Project FPL says, Richarlison or Gross for Salah. I've dropped the Kit Kat. Again, this ain't a straightforward answer. So on the face of it, for me, Richarlison. It's two things to factor in. One, how long is the decision for? Because once Son's back, and subject to how well Werner does, and Maddison's return, which obviously shoves Kulusevski back into a wider position, so one less forward spot available, because Ange loves Kulusevski. That's clear. He only takes him off if he has to. What's the impact of those things? Secondly, obviously the potential for the Gameweek 26 blank for Tottenham. What's the impact of that? So, if you're happy for Richarlison to be the better short-term decision, yes, I prefer that. But what's the impact on the rest? Right now, these questions, A or B, when it's like that, you've got one team that's got a great set of fixtures, a guy who plays every single week consistent, versus upside short-term could become a problem. Right, what's the rest of your team look like? Again, can you absorb a problem? Atul Balaji says, I've had Nathan Ake for 2 game weeks now. Do you think he's a decent pick for the double? Or should I have to sell him to get an Optimum City free? Atul, don't give me Optimum, mate. Have Foden and we'll get Haaland as soon as fit. I would leave that be for the minute. It's not a huge priority. He highly likely plays this weekend as well, I think. Jeff Priestman says, hi, James. Who do you like better over the next 4 weeks, Solanke or Pedro? Over the next 4, Pedro. Yeah, honestly. But I wouldn't necessarily move Solanke to Pedro at this minute in time. Please don't assume that the City-Brentford announcement today means that Bournemouth-Luton can't happen. Please don't assume that. I said on Tuesday's pod that I thought it was more likely to be held back later in the season, but that's also on the basis of Liverpool reaching the Carabao Cup final. I would not be at all surprised if Liverpool went out at Fulham, if suddenly that Bournemouth-Luton game was back on the agenda very quickly. I wouldn't be at all surprised. And it's not impossible that it is anyway. So all I'd say is if you're thinking about moving Solanke to Pedro, which I'm guessing, because I don't think you'd buy Solanke at this minute, I'd wait. That would be the advice. If you ask me which one would I buy right now, Pedro. But I'd possibly wait. If that's a 1-free transfer move and you can roll that and leave that for a week, yeah, I'll just leave Solanke in for the minute, mate. Woody88 says, good evening, James. Sky question for you. Is Stupinan or Dunk? Dunk, mate. Sock LH, why should I not captain João Pedro? Good choice, mate. Perfectly reasonable if that's who you fancy this week. Pushkar says, your top 3 defender options under 5.5. Udogi, Van der Ven and Romero. Estupinan, the real answer now. Estupinan. To be honest, Udogi, if you can absorb 26, isn't actually a bad shout. Prefer Porro, obviously, but money related, yeah, sure. I still think Gusto as well. It's a great little price, isn't it? Who's next? Nandish says City double game week fixtures are 17th Feb, 20th of Feb, and then Bournemouth 24th Feb. Who will we realistically see him playing all 3? Yeah, but then it could have been 17th, 21st, and 24th. Who do we realistically see playing all 3? Haaland. Ederson. Ederson is going to be on the agenda for people. Most of you know what I think about that. But it's going to be, I need a reliable City defensive asset for da-da-da-da-da. Ederson, I know he'll play twice. The answer is, who knows, right? Who knows? If all their players are fit, who knows? Maybe we'll get there and it'll be obvious. Maybe he won't be able to rotate. Their squad's not as big as it's been in the past, right? But to say now, who definitely plays twice for City in that game week or across the 2 game weeks? Well, the most likely player is Haaland. Gavin Richardson says, non-FPL, knowing that you love chickens, I've been wondering if you've had a parmo before. North East Teesside dish, nice. Breaking deep fried chicken, put lasagna, sauce, cheese, parmesan on grill. Don't think so, mate, no. I'm not huge on cheese. Like, I like a pizza and stuff. I don't mind lasagna. Although it's never been the same for me since 2006. I'm not a major cheesehead, so I'm going to be honest. Like, yeah, sure, I'll try it, but it doesn't sound hugely appealing to me. Hansley says, following from Mauritius, like your content. Thank you very much, mate. There's Sam O'Brien's comment. Thank you for that, Sam. Just do us a little favour, Sam. If you can, post the source, and it might be that you are the source. I have no idea. But yeah, post your source, so because if we don't know who you are, that helps. Oh, someone's claiming they've got Burnley team news in a few minutes. I don't know who that is, so Mr. FPL Frog, we need some background checks going on here, mate. Otherwise, we won't share it. Because I'd rather just give accurate information from sources we trust than someone we might not. And it might be someone saying Charlie Taylor's out for 2 months. General Bushdaktar, sorry if I mispronounced that, says play Archer and roll the transfer or buy Tony Alvarez Pedro for a 1 week punt. Have money in the bank to do Archer to Haaland next week. We're saying free here. Oh, you're saying play Archer and roll the transfer or buy. Yeah, look, if it doesn't affect your Haaland plan, I'll do it, yeah. There's massive benefits with rolling the transfer. Of course, there absolutely is. But don't forget this week. That's all. And everybody's circumstance will be a little bit different. Andrew Jarvis says, wishing you all the best for the game with James. Like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you, mate. That's what she said, is it? Hey, James, I need to bring one player to start 11. Is Stupinan, Walker, Gross, Richarlison or Garnacho? Give me some wisdom. I have Haaland. You need to bring in one player. Yeah, but who are you selling? Is it like a Trent or Salah? That's relevant as well. From that lot, the two players I'd have been considering most personally is Stupinan and Garnacho. But Garnacho was also part of future plans, and for pricing reasons, that might not be the case for you. Rowan says, start one from Solanke, Porro, Garnacho. Solanke is the right answer. I'm just trying to think why.
I lost it.
What's the matter?
I lost them.
What have you lost? Do you want Kit Kat? Can you find it? Where is it?
Where is it?
Where's the Kit Kat?
Where's the kid?
Can you find it? Where's the Kit Kat?
I got.
Can you reach it?
Ha!
Should Daddy open it?
This is chocolate. No.
Yes, it's chocolate. Very good. Alright, come here then. You hold the wrapper, please, yeah? Good boy. Solanke. There you go. David James Whiteway says, free hitting as... Oh, no. As 8 out and want to keep Trent, Son, Mo and Haaland for now. Will likely regret, but I hope keep premiums will pay off. I wish you the very best of luck. What are you going to do if they're all still out next week, mate? Phil says, hi, mate. Bring in De Bruyne or Saka this week for Salah. I mean, it's Saka at this stage, isn't it? De Bruyne said himself doesn't expect to start this week, right? So, why are they going to rush it? It's Newcastle this week, and then they've got basically 2 weeks off. Why are they going to rush it? Antonio Gravarak says, Pedro Neto vibes. It's him versus Garnacho for me. So I can 1 free transfer Archer to Haaland next week. Garnacho, mate. Yeah, I think Neto probably starts for Wolves, but it's been a while. I would go Garnacho. Owen Jones says, Harry, name 5 Spurs players. Harry, come here. Can you come here, please? All right. Eat your chocolate first. Man, this guy's trying to shove it all in his mouth now. Okay, eat your chocolate first. Okay. Yeah, I'll get him to try, Eddie. Yeah. James O says, do you think Mbama will start? Yes, he's in the predicted West Ham lineup. If you look at the screen, it should come round in the second bottom right-hand corner. I've got him predicted to start, yeah. I've also got them predicted to lose, though. Vinyl Pugilist says, hi, James, watched the chip strategy vid, and it's led me to wildcard 26 to bring back in Salah. Tell me why this is a good idea. I can't. Not till game week 22. As in, after the FA Cup games. Let's have a look at it, then. I've said a few times that might be for me. That might be the right strategy for me. But it's unlikely rather than likely at the moment. There's a chain of events of certain unusual results in the Cups that would have to bring that on, I think. Ben Moxham says, Harry talking more sense than the majority of these questions. Doing superbly. Cheers, Ben. Excuse me. David says again, Tony Captain, good luck. Daniel D'Amata. We're about 15 minutes from deadline, by the way, guys, so do get yourselves locked in. Daniel D'Amata says, hi, James. You passed my question at the beginning. Oh, sorry, mate. It wasn't intentional. Sorry. Son, Salah and Nkunku for Foden, De Bruyne, Palmer. Okay, come here. Come here. There's some water here, right? But first, you need to say something for me. Can you say, come on, Spurs?
Come on, Spurs.
Yeah! Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yeah. No one could stop them. That's right, mate. Son, Salah and Nkunku for Foden, De Bruyne, Palmer and Tony Watkins. What's going on here, mate? Maybe that's why I skipped it, mate. Son, Salah and Nkunku. Right, you're selling them. For Foden, KDB, Palmer. Oh, it says one of them. Okay, now I understand. And Tony or Watkins. Or keep Salah and do share to Estupinan with the Son to Nkunku transfers. Thoughts? Is that nice, mate? That was my water, by the way. Foden. I would be tempted to punt Tony if I was doing it this week. You've been all this time without Watkins. What would be the reason for going there now? That's interesting. Look, again, simplistic. Maybe. It seems like it's not. If you sell Salah, you need to know your path back. It's not as straightforward as just sell, keep. Erwa says, hi, James. Having a mate this week. A mate this week? Sold Son for Bowen before the injury news and Saliba for Estupinan. Took a -4. Whoosh. Palmer or Saka or Watkins, who do I captain? Same person as me, mate. What's the matter? Can you just sit down for 10 minutes? Daddy's nearly finished. Jason Stilling says, Doku. Brilliant. Cheers, mate. Penguin says, hi, mate. Hope you're well. I direct... Lost the mouse again. I direct messaged you as you suggested. Oh, Jesus. When did you do that, mate? Did you? Have put in Foden for Son. Would you roll the other? I ain't going to get direct messages at this time, mate. I'm on here. Would you roll the other one or add Diogo or Gross for Salah? I have Darwin. Cheers. Darwin will get minutes, won't he? I'd go Jota, I think. Hanny says, João Pedro captain question. We've covered this. Penguin wants everyone to press the like. Yes, mate. Cheers. It's about 17% of you smashed a like. Urwa says, do you think Bowen plays? And if he doesn't, is Archer on the bench fine? Archer will most likely get some minutes. I do have him in my predicted Sheffield United lineup, but Ben Brereton Diaz, questionable, right? New signing. Do I think Bowen plays? No. Am I going to leave him on the bench? No. Matthew Sutherland says, Isak to Tony or Pedro or roll. Cheers. Roll. I think, yeah, look, could Isak score against the City? Yeah. Yeah, roll. Martin Hewitt says, all aboard the Palmo train, everyone. Round my house for a Palmo when Borough get through to the Carabao Cup final. Rakaf says, Happy New Year, James. Hope you're well. Should I replace Son for a hit now or play Diaby? If so, who? Have already got Jota. Bench coverage, Joachim Anderson and Zinchenko. Questionable whether he's fit. Yeah, we haven't really... I think so. Zinchenko, for what it's worth, was meant to be really close for the FA Cup game. We haven't really got the info, unfortunately. So you would think 2 weeks on it'd be available, but he also wasn't playing great either. Yeah, I would take the hit, mate. It's only going to be a problem you're coming back to when you've got other issues. So yeah, I'd take a hit and sell Son. Liam O says, I've got Colwell, Trent and Kirkes. Would it be worth a -4 to sell Kirkes for bench cover? What's wrong with Levi Colwell this week? It's no issue for Levi Colwell. So I'd be more interested in who your other two defenders are. Like if you think they're going to play, I wouldn't bother, mate. Wan Longsand says, hi, mate, new subscriber. Thank you, mate. I like your emoji. No emoji. Your profile pic, even. Please help. I'm really confused. Why is Gameweek 21 having almost games for 2 weeks, unlike the usual 1 week game week? We'll be glad if you could help clarify me this. Thank you. Yeah, the design of it is to split the game week over 2 weekends, therefore ensuring that every team had a 2 week break. But then 7 teams fucked it up and drew in the FA Cup, and then they've got to play FA Cup third round replays in between that period anyway. There's 3 other teams who are in Carabao Cup semi-finals, so they would never get in a 2 week break. And what would have made way more sense, rather than splitting it over 2 weekends, which they've done for television purposes, would have been just to have 10 games this weekend and no games next weekend. That would have been much better. Or the other way around. Karim Kimo says, would you trust Taylor to start or just get Garnacho and Neto Son -4? Other options, Taylor to Stupenham. Yeah, I'd probably take the minus. Well, and go Taylor to Stupenham for free as opposed to the -4. But Son's got to go, really, I think. It's not impossible that Son doesn't play to game week 27. It's just going to become an ongoing headache. So that's unlikely, by the way, but it could be. Yeah, move Sonny on, I think, mate. Lee Brunt, I pronounced that correct, says, Douglas Luiz or Garnacho? Garnacho. Another Hoop says, hey, mate, would you start Darwin or Neto this week? Darwin Núñez. Right, do we have this Burnley info? Okay, so there is a source going around. I don't know enough about it. But saying no Bayer, no Charlie Taylor. Which, it's not revolutionary news, right? That's the rumour going around, which I don't think shocks anyway. To be honest, my instinct was, as per my predicted Burnley lineup, was that the two of them and Lyle Foster would probably all be out, was my take. I was guessing, admittedly. Darwin Núñez, another Hoots. Finley says, Bowen to Gross, -4 to afford Haaland for next week. Going to keep Salah on bench and get Trent for Saka later on. Cool. Make it work. It's not relevant. Lars Foreign says, Solanke to Tony for -4 and captain him. Nah, not for me, mate. No, I wouldn't be doing the hit there, mate. Static says, hi James, hope you and the fam are well. Would you remove Salah or Son first? I think a Son price drop affects my sell price, but Salah's doesn't. Yeah, look, there is a relevance in that as well. You know, if you're only 0.1 up in Son and, I don't know, 0.8 up in Salah, then these things are going to influence your decisions, right? So, arguably the one you've got the greater value in probably should be sold first, arguably, but it is circumstantial because then it could be 0.8 versus a 0.7 versus a 0.4, and then you'd be better off doing it the other way around. Again, it's not quite so straightforward. Sorry, I know that's a bullshit answer, but it is circumstantial in terms of you and when you bought, really, I think. Personally, if it's just a straight choice, you've got the same value in both, I would sell Son first, personally. Liam McAlevey says, how do you plan to get funds for Haaland and Salah back for game week 25? Yeah, I'll tell you. So my plan in game week 22 currently is to go Alvarez to Erling Haaland. It's then to roll in game week 23. Then in game week 24, it's Jared Bowen to Garnacho and Saka to Salah. There's 0.4 wriggle room on that. That's the plan. and then and then I'm free into the double if I want to add another Manchester City player, for example. And that will be for Gusto or Palmer, which, because the little bit in the bank, as I said, probably means it's Palmer. I'm actually, it sounds like a silly one, I'm actually thinking Palmer to Rodri at the moment in game week 25, but I know how dull and boring that is, but he is clutch, isn't he? And he does chip in. Harry, come here, please. Thank you very much. Good boy. Alex Ball, hello my friend, says, morning pal, would you sell Bowie, he's on the other side of the world if you're wondering, by the way. Would you sell Bowen to Richarlison for a -4? Braithwaite could come in if Bowen doesn't start. Cheers. I'd leave it, I think, Alex, personally. Unless you're sure, like, moving Bowen on is kind of like part of your strategy. Getting Richarlison's part of your strategy. But if you're not sure, it's a no, mate. I mean, having Braithwaite coming this week's reasonable. It's not beyond reason. Everton win 1-0 on Sunday. Hanny says, James, is Taylor out? That's the rumour, but I don't know anything factual, mate. Getting information on Burnley is normally like getting blood out of a stone, to be honest. So, Maestri 18. Sorry, I've missed Matthew McHale. Says, hi, James. Best Sun replacement, mate. He already owns Saka, Foden, Palmer. City fans that don't fancy Gordon. Richarlison, Jota, Martinelli, Odegaard. From that lot, I'll go Jota, mate. Maestro 18 says, hey James, I'm thinking of doing Salah to Gross to afford Haaland next game week, but I don't really see anyone talking about Gross on FPL Twitter. Do you think it can be a mistake? I feel like all I fucking see is fucking Pascal Gross, mate. I think you're looking in the wrong places. It's perfectly reasonable if you want Pascal Gross, mate. Tim Felkin says, will Matthew Cash start, please? Tim, my name isn't Unai Emery, so I can't answer that, mate. He's not in my predicted lineup. CRS27 says, João Pedro or Foden, Cap James. There's slight preferences with Foden now because of the Joel Linton absence. Gareth Bennett says, you think Mbama might get minutes with Bowen? Doubtful question. Hope back is better. Thank you. Covered earlier. Yes, think he could start, mate. Come on, Mouse. Please work. Let's do some more questions. 4 minutes to deadline. Come on, Mouse. Gilly P says, hi James, thanks for the content. Is it Stupid and Gross and Pedro too much from Brighton? No, I mean, to be honest, if I was wildcarding, I'd probably have that free. Mohammed Hazim says, have Walker, Porro, Gabriel as my starting defender. Do I start Gordon or Charlie Taylor? It's not going to matter, mate. But it should be Gordon anyway. Subert's blog says, start Jimenez or Bailey. That's close. I'm going to say the right answer based on my predictions is Bailey. But I wouldn't like leaving Jimenez out at the moment. Alex Barraclough says, hi James, new around here. Following advice from Mark Summers to check out your chip strategy vid. He's a superstar, Mark. We love Black Box. I'm now a subscriber. One question though, why do you guys on Planet FPL pronounce Haaland as Hoyland? Well, I didn't, did I? Basically, right, we're just two lads from London and we don't really give enough of a shit. Sorry. But I can tell you, you can see Mark on this channel in 10 days' time. Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal clash the correspondence with Mark Summons and Adam Pritchard. Dave 2 says, spoiler, there is no Kit Kat. No, there was. I'm not that evil. I could be. Gamal Justin says, can Harry please choose my captain, Palmer or Saka? He won't tell you the Arsenal player, mate. Suresh says, James buying some time from Harry by hiding the Kit Kat. Bancy Castle says, got 0.5 tied up in Bowen, but feel I should sell to get Foden now. Am I going to regret it, or is Foden clear of him now with a double and now? Absolutely love the content. Huge effort today. Put it this way, if Jared Bowen isn't back for game week 22, then he's massively ahead of him. Yeah. Circumstantial again, right? But yeah, I'd be strongly considering it. I think if I didn't own Salah or Son going into this, I would have gone Bowen to Foden, I think. Another Hoop says, hey James, if I find a Kit Kat, can I have one too? Yeah, sure. Lee says, Gabriel or Gusto? Grim, Gabriel. Penguin says, that was awesome with Harry and the Kit Kat. I hope you found it. By the way, this is Paddy from Colombia who direct messaged the channel. I'm Spanish and Daniel Levy. Oh, right. Okay, cool. I need reminders, mate. I get a lot of DMs. Gareth Bennett says, thoughts? I've done that one, pal. John Fisher says, James, when will Luton v Bournemouth be arranged to? How long's a piece of string? Don't know, mate. I have covered it a bit on this stream, to be honest, by saying, it's probably a little bit dependent on Liverpool and what to do against Fulham. Let's sell it that way. Andrew Sands says, hi James, what transfers is brother Sudge making? I'm playing with my tackle in the garden, fishing tomorrow. Cool. Thanks for sharing. I don't know. I think yo, Surge, is about 30 seconds to deadline. Yo. I think he was going to buy Jota, but I think he's going to miss the deadline today. Honestly, he forgot that he had. I told him I need to record at 11:30 today, and I messaged him. I was like, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm in a meeting." I'm like, "Right, well, I'm doing this podcast solo then." So he left his meeting. John, I just caught wind of what Harry did. I completely missed it. John Fisher says, Palmer only blanks in 26 if Chelsea reach Carabao Cup final, which isn't a gimme. Borough 1-0 up. John, thanks, mate. I didn't know that info, honestly, mate. You might have heard Chusey's strategy pod. Antonio says, hi, James. Any Pedro Neto vibes? It's him versus Garnacho. I've done that one already, mate. Lars Foreign says, Tony and Pedro best captain this week. I do love the captain picks when I've clearly put them on the screen. Anyway. Rolo BS says, bench Areola or Raya? Woo! Different question. I would play Raya under that circumstance. Yeah. Gavin Richardson says, any thoughts on Timo Werner if he gets anged? Could be a crazy story if Spurs get all the goals he never scored for Chelsea. Here's hoping. That is the FPL deadline. I am sorry to those that I didn't get through on the questions. I hope that you all enjoy your Gameweek 21, which remember is really, really long. Please, if you can, avoid making early Gameweek 22 transfers. Literally begging people. Actually, no, do you know what? Don't. If you want to make an early transfer, do it. Good luck. There's so much information to learn, as I said on the stream this morning as well. So we'll know who's in the Carabao Cup final, which gives us definitive Gameweek 26 blanks. We'll know who advances in the FA Cup 4th round. We'll know the FA Cup 5th round. I will do another chip strategy podcast now that there's no Monday FA Cup game on Monday, January the 29th, which is the day before the Game Week 22 deadline. We'll do another chip strategy podcast once we've got the FA Cup 4th round. I'm praying the draw is the Sunday, which it should be because there's no game on the Monday. Injuries, transfer window, form, honestly. There's nothing wrong with trying to get value in your team. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But there is a time and a place. And I can't think that there will be a worse week all season to make an early transfer than this particular week. Because the information is vital. Honestly. Please, just shut down for a couple of weeks. But me and Suj won't. If you want to support the show, as said, www.patreon.com/planetfpl. We have podcasts from intermediate tier and above every weekday, except for bank holidays. We sometimes take them off. Advanced tier patrons can expect additional content every weekday as well. And what else have we got? You got access to my planner. You can access that from Basic Plus tier on Patreon. If you want additional content, it's your place to be. If you just want more Planet FPL, and if you don't want additional content, you're like, James, I can't keep up what you do anyway, and you just want to support the show, that's also the place to be. It pays my bills. I need the support of patrons, otherwise this doesn't exist anymore. That's why I ask for it. Thank you. Only join Patreon if you can afford to do so. Next week's content, before I will answer some non-FPL questions if anybody's got one from some in the chat. I'll do a couple. Next Monday, Game Week Review Part 1, me and Surge. Tuesday, People's Poll Podcast, Clayton's likely joining me for that one. Wednesday, Sky Fantasy Football. Thursday, Clash the Correspondents is Aston Villa versus Newcastle United with Lee Jackson and Simon Bibby. We will also have the following week, as said, Mark Southerns, Adam Pritchard on the Monday for Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal, and Bradley Parker and Gary Robinson for Wolves versus Manchester United. That's likely to be the Thursday. All three of them ahead of Game Week 22, so you'll get to hear from 6 of the correspondents before the next game week as well. There's some more info you can gather. Probably Ask James stream next Friday, I should imagine. Patreon content next week. Haven't fully decided in terms of the podcast, but it'll be Q&A Monday. Clayton's Revenge quiz Tuesday. Tottenham Arse Wednesday. Talk about the 2 North London clubs. Thursday, Money in Football. Suj said he wants to do something on Stadia. I don't quite know what yet, but he wants to do something on I think the cost of football stadia, I presume, is what he wants to do for Money in Football next week. And we will do a little bit of an update podcast differential show next Friday as well, with the impact of the FA Cup third round results, any lessons we learn from that as well. Right, that's your content coming up. The one beauty of the FPL deadline getting brought forward to a Friday is I haven't got to work tomorrow. So this is your chance. You got any non-FPL questions, throw them in the chat now, and then I'm off to try and sort out with Sky team. Ryan says, good luck, everyone. Tim says, get to the doc about the pain. Drugs are great. Everything I've read about this, sciatica, if anybody's wondering, which I've diagnosed myself because I'm a doctor. It's 4 to 6 weeks, and like the symptoms is 100% what I've got. And there's nothing you can do. Like, the advice is maybe physio would be good. Yeah, by the time I'd get the physio, I've probably got rid of the pain. So yeah, we only need to panic if the pain starts in the left leg. That's probably the end of me. That's the only thing we it's the only thing we need to worry about. I should say now, but there will be a Gameweek22 deadline stream, by the way, on the Tuesday. Won't be a Gameweek23 one though, because I will be at Goodison Park watching the mighty Spurs. Sam O'Brien says, sorry James, source is a friend. Okay, that's fine. Got the message exchange I can send, but it's past deadline now. Apologies. Useful info though for those that think Taylor will play in 22. No, that's fine. All let's say is, Sam, just respect. It's not criticism. You might have asked questions before. I don't remember your name. Apologies. But if you just come in the chat and just put something, like, it doesn't really mean anything. Like, because you might just be on one, right? So if you just honestly just say your source is a friend, and then we can all judge that. That's just the best thing to do. That's fine. I don't want you to reveal your source or anything like that. But if you got it from, he's missed the deadline. It's just messaged me. Fuck, missed it. Sush, he's missed the deadline. Should we phone him? Let's phone him. He declined the call. What a fucking guy. Oh no. Oh, do you know what? As soon as someone mentioned it to the end, I was like, he's going to miss it. Oh, look, he's calling me back. He's calling me back. Yo. Yo, can you hear me?
Hello?
Someone messaged you with about a minute to go to deadline.
No swearing.
Oh,
no
okay.
Swearing.
All right. Sorry.
Hey. It's alright, no, you can swear. They've heard it before, but yeah. Was it 6:15?
Yeah, bruv. Someone messaged you, mentioned you in the chat. It was about a minute to deadline, and I went, he's going to miss it. I knew you was going to miss that today.
I didn't get out of the office till 6:05. Then I got to pick kids up, take them to training. Like, I didn't stop. Today's, mate, today needs to end. I think I need to retire. Or find a PA that will do my FPL team, or give the login to Clayton. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my login to Clayton.
I wouldn't do that. You'd end up with treble Arsenal defence, mate.
Yeah, but it's better than what I've ended up with, probably.
What was you going to do? You was going to get Jota, weren't you?
Yeah.
Was that it?
I would have armbanded him as well.
You were going to captain him?
Team, yeah, but I didn't even do my 56, man. Now I'm going to have to take a 112-point hit next week.
You can't do that, Serge. The maximum hit you can take is -75, so you're out, mate.
Oh, can I not do it twice?
No, mate.
75 and 75?
No, that's it. You're out.
Oh,
And I even messaged you. I messaged you an hour ago about that as well.
I'm in the middle of a meeting. Like, I can't duck out to do my FPL team.
Sorry, mate. You know you want to blame.
I'm in pain here.
Yeah, me too, mate. You know you want to blame Luton Town for not beating Bolton Wanderers. That's what's caused all of this.
Listen, I tell you what I'm not going to miss is the overhaul deadline. I'm doing that.
All right, yeah. Please don't miss the Sky overhaul deadline. Yeah.
I don't don't even know, like, my kids are here. What should I do? I missed the FPL deadline, Reece. I've missed my fantasy football deadline, and I have a fantasy football podcast. Like, do I need to retire or something? Sure,
Yeah, retire.
Sure. Nah, never die. Never give up. Keep moving.
All right. This is. Bye. What's an idiot, mate? Oh my god. Yeah, he's. What did he do? He missed the He generally has missed the deadline. He's not pissing about. He's missed the deadline. It's not the first time he's done it. It won't be the last time either. He's a busy lad. Friday deadlines can be problematic, but I wouldn't mind. I've told him about 4 times today when the deadline was. Right, where are we with questions? Static, non-FPL question. Plan on watching the Rumble. It's on the 27th. Nah, it'll be wake up on the Monday morning, mate. What do you want more? 27th. That's a Saturday, isn't it? I think, in fairness. Nah, I can't be staying up to that o'clock anymore when I've got this one. I certainly ain't paying 20 quid for it either. So that'll be wake up Sunday morning, see what's on socials, and I'll find out from there. There's only 2 possible people who are going to win it anyway, so cool. Atul says, if you could sign an ex-Spurs player from the last 5 years in their current form, who would it be other than Kane? Okay. I was very tempted to say Mr. Dembele. Even still, he was retired. From the last 5 years on their current form. Other than Kane, I'm struggling to think who's... Hang on, how many years can I go back here? What we 24, so that's to 19. No, I can't even go Kyle Walker, can I? Could go Trips maybe. On their current form. From the it's not a lot of choice, mate. It'd have to be Trips. There wouldn't be any other choice, I don't think, mate. No. Not in that short period. Thomas Powell says, hey James, how likely do you think it will be if we ever see a cup final like Swansea versus Bradford again? Can't see it happening anytime soon. So what if it's Middlesbrough Fulham in a month? Is that much bigger? Swansea and Bradford technically they're both bigger clubs than Fulham. Honestly. Some of us remember watching Fulham in the 4th division. If Swansea and Bradford and Fulham all had the same geography and the same ranking in the league, then Fulham would have the least support of the 3, I think. So, Fulham Borough, yeah. So to answer your question, Thomas, let's have some fun and say 1 month, mate. Sean says, hi James, non-FPL, thoughts on the FA's approach with these cup kick-off times? Feels like they're completely killing it for the fans. Your game on a Friday, Newcastle 7 PM at Fulham, West Brom 11:40. I actually wanted the Friday this time. Yeah, it's what I thought it would be. I wanted it this time because we've got Brentford on the Wednesday and then the Everton 12:30. So if we'd had Man City Sunday as well, that'd have been rough. Then you could have a replay with City as well. So I'm actually quite pleased to have the space in for this one. The Fulham Newcastle 7 o'clock is brain damage. The Chelsea Villa Friday night is a very, very, very weird freak thing happened with the draw, with Fulham playing on the Wednesday, Villa playing the following Tuesday. But it just really cocked it up right in the middle, and because Fulham can't play on the same day, right? And Fulham also had a league game next Tuesday as well, although that could have moved. But I do think, like, for the FA Cup 4th round, could Fulham have played at like 12:30 at home and Chelsea at 5:30? Like, they probably could have got away with it. Is it any worse than like City, Villa, Tottenham, and Chelsea fans all being in London on a Friday night? And I realise I live in London. I know how big the city is. Yeah. The 7 o'clock Newcastle one is a bit baffling. It's just completely unnecessary. 5:30, 7 o'clock. We had 6 o'clock at Preston in the same round last year. And I think if it was 5:30, we maybe could have got a train back, but at 6 o'clock just ruled it out. It was a similar thing. similar thing, so I'd stay the night in Preston. So, yeah, Newcastle fans have my sympathy on that. The Villa fans do as well. I mean, the fact Chelsea, everyone moaned, stop putting the Premier League games on in the same round. Start showing the lower league teams. And this time there's no Chelsea Villa. And everyone's like, what? How can you not have Chelsea Villa on the TV? And it's true, Chelsea Villa should be on the TV. So, it's a mess, mate. Sean says, that's what we've done. James says, who is Clayton? Is he an official member of the team now? Yeah, Clayton is, I call him the third wheel. Yes, he works full-time with us. He's a business development manager. And probably, I suspect, eventually, probably my podcast partner, the way such is going. Matt Woolley says, Sky Fantasy, any thoughts on Haaland injury news today? Could it be worse than we think and make a Luton Haaland plan risky? Yeah. No. Let's take a hypothetical here. Let's say... Excuse me. Let's say Haaland suddenly was out for 2 months. And we knew that. And Haaland wasn't back for the Burnley game. We just go for like Kevin De Bruyne instead, right? Or go back to Alvarez. So there's no risk in it from that perspective, I don't think, mate. You just need to know where you're moving it on. Bald bean counter. Yes, lad. What do you think about a Neto punt? Yeah, the deadline's gone, mate. Charlie says, do some stretching or yoga. Stretching, I'm trying. And to be honest, I'm walking a lot, right? I walked him to school today. Walked back. Walked to pick him up. Walked back. Might have been a couple of buses in the middle. But primarily I walked. Andrew Jarvis says, hey mate, Sky question. Is it worth starting with a Brighton defender, Dunk/Van Heck from Overhaul, or start with a Man City asset and transfer out for the single game down Monday 22nd? No. Start with a Brighton player, mate. James says, would you consider going private for physio? Possibly could get into NHS physio quickly. Exercises could quickly resolve your sciatica. Jeez, thanks, guys, for helping me here. Yeah, maybe. What are you doing? Come here. Oh, you cheeky little monster. What's this? What have you found? Thing is, if he's found it in like one of her bags or something, it might be like 2 years out of date. Harry, where's the date? Right, I'm going to have one to check. Andrew Jarvis says, Hobbs89 says, what's the score going to be in the Danny McDonald FPL Frog Derby tonight? Wagner out, Hull will win. Right, Daddy needs to check that they're okay, because I can't see a date on here, and I don't trust your mother, which she knows. Go on then, come here. You want one? Which one do you want? Tell Daddy which colour. Which colour? Tell Daddy, which colour do you want?
I choose white.
You want the white one? You want the heart? Okay. Good boy. Sweet Blue says, I'm truly shocked that you missed it. George Kenny says, all the best with the... No, the mouse has gone again. The sciatica. I don't know if there's any more. Is that the last question? I don't know if I can go any lower. Oh, no, there's loads. Oh, God, the mouse has had it. I don't know how it survived. Come on. Go up. I can't go up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now I've lost it completely. Right, hang on. Sorry, guys. This is professional content as ever, but no one cares past deadline. You're only here for the shits and giggles at this stage anyway, aren't you? Right. Where's George? All the best with the sciatica, mate. Top stream as always. Kit Kat on head. Suj missed deadline. And me hitting out Solanke for Darwin at 6:14. All the classics.
What's this one?
Glenn Murray says, I had sciatica for 6 months. You just wake up one day and it's gone. That's so mental. But yeah, that's what I've read. It will be a bit like that.
I need choose.
You choose. Which one, mate?
I choose Yellow color.
Yellow colour. Okay. What do you say?
Thank you.
Good boy. Glenn, that's what we've done. Immortal Treknique. Hello, my friend. My super liker for my algorithms. I appreciate you all the time, mate. Thank you. Hi, James. I had the same fault with my sciatica. It's been 6 months and still hurts after endless stretches. Go to the doctor. Okay, great. You guys have really cheering me up tonight. Cheers. I appreciate the advice, genuinely. Andrew Jarvis says, has Suj got Son and Salah? He definitely didn't have Son. Hunter type says, well, people will have children. Charlie says Suj is lazy. Let me tell you about Suj, mate. Suj is the hardest working person I've ever met in my life by miles. Oh no, and I've missed the gaffer deadline. Cheers, sorry. It's me updating the planner today as well and everything. Oh god. I think I only had 1 free transfer, so I don't care. You want this one? Harry or Daddy?
Harry.
Yeah, it's a shock. Homegrown FPL says you need some naproxen. Sounds like an STD, mate. I was in agony and normal painkillers did nothing. The doc gave me this and it was a massive relief. All right, cool. Atul says Gary O'Neill has said that he's a manager that likes having his players be adaptable. There are other managers who play their style no matter what. Do you have thoughts on either method of management? Jesus, Atul, man. It's Friday night, bruv. No, I think it's becoming a more on trend to buy. Kept saying this, right? When Tottenham, people always used to say about Tottenham, right? You need a backup for Kane. And what I was just saying is we don't need another Kane. We need another Son. We need multifunctional. Now we've got too many of these bastards who can all play left, right, up front, etc. But it is a growing trend. Dario says, can you close the window? We can hear the birds outside. You definitely can't, mate. It's like 2 degrees outside. Adam says, Modric, one of the all-time greats, mate. And I think it'd be massively underappreciated. Harry, they're here. They're not there, are they? They are here. There's no... Come here. All right, Daddy's going to eat the sweets now. What? What are you doing? You've got one here. Your mother, mate. Hunter type says, I remember watching Fulham James when George Best played for them. Yeah, my dad will certainly remember doing that as well, mate. Speardrop says, hey James, were you watching Burnley v Luton intently? It's up to him, isn't it? But I intend to. I mean, my take is there's only 5 games to review on the Gameweek review this week, so I might as well review them properly, right? Which one?
I choose red.
No, that's the only time you're ever allowed to do that. Immortal Tretnik. We got some Haribo comments from Donny. Tim says Haribos last forever. They never go out of date. Okay, noted. Luis Bonilla says I did Edison over Areola last minute. I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Therese. Chris Church, lovely manners by Harry. Yeah, that's definitely not from his mother either. Thank you, Medi. Johnny Glenn says better to roll in Gaffer anyway as games being rescheduled. I don't know if I had 2 or 1 free though. But, yeah. Lewis says what a good dad, not just giving his kid candy but having fun and interact as much as possible. Love that. I don't got any yet. Sorry, mate. Atul says James is such a great dad by eating all the chocolates so that Harry eats healthy. Love it. Exactly. And Charlie says thanks for the stream. Top effort and advice. You're very welcome. Have a great weekend, everyone. Me and Suj will be back Monday, maybe, if he hasn't retired. Harry, you need to come and say bye-bye, please. Bye-bye. Can you do a wave? We say bye-bye, everyone. You can do better than that. Come here. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
I say, come on, Tottenham. That's right. Laters, everyone. Good luck this week. Peace. I don't know if I can turn this off now because the mouse is knackered.